Welcome to Nava Podcast with Leah Kokkinos and Stella Pashos.
Let's explore the true essence of Nava.
Nava embodies the concept of beauty in all its forms. It represents the inner radiance that each woman possesses and the unique qualities that make her truly remarkable.
Our mission is to share the stories of inspiring women who are making their mark in the areas of fashion, health, lifestyle, and family. Our aim is to curate meaningful conversations where the journeys and experiences of our guests can inspire you in your own life.
We started this podcast to create a space where everyone can feel beautiful, inspired, and empowered.
Nava is not just a podcast, it's a celebration of the incredible women who have shaped our lives and the countless others who are yet to share their stories.
We can't wait for you to join us. Embark on an exciting journey into the world of hunter markets as we chat with Sarah Kokkinos, the visionary creator behind this captivating venture. Hunter Markets was born in 2015 in Melbourne with a mission to provide a space where Instagram enthusiasts could shop the wardrobes of the influencers they admire. What started as a haven for secondhand treasures has blossomed into a bustling community that promotes sustainable choices and celebrates unique fashion finds. Join us as we uncover the inspiration behind this vibrant marketplace. There is dedication to conscious consumerism and the story that led to the evolution of hunter markets into a thriving business.
Hi everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Nava Podcast. I'm Stella, and as always, I'm here with Leah Kokkinos sitting beside me. And today we have an extraordinary guest joining us who has been reshaping the fashion landscape in a really remarkable way. Her name is Sarah, and Sarah is the owner of Hunter Markets, which is not your ordinary market. It's an oasis nestled in the heart of Mentone in southeast Melbourne, where every weekend her warehouse undergoes a magical transformation and essentially becomes a haven for fashion enthusiasts and conscious consumers alike. At Hunter Markets, pre-loved and on-trend clothing, shoes and accessories find new life, each with a story to tell. Sarah, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So Hunter Markets is a space in Mentone, and it's just like a regular market really, but it's a little bit, I like to say, yassified. So it's cute, it's purple building, it's a safe space, it's has change rooms, and it's an opportunity for people to on-sell their clothing that they don't want to our shoppers. Yeah. So you can shop there or you can sell there. It's just a indoor clothing market.
We love it. Before we jump into everything, we've got 90 seconds with Sarah, so our listeners can get a little bit of a glimpse into who you are.
Cool.
Amazing. What's your favorite color?
Pink.
Do you have any hobbies?
Oh, cooking, thrifting, and listening to music, maybe. Hanging out with my dog. That's too many, sorry.
That's good. Heels, flats, or sneakers?
Sneakers.
Are you confrontational?
Really? No.
What is your favorite cocktail?
I'm not a big drinker.
Drink?
I don't. Oh, my favorite drink would probably be a soy latte. I'm more of a coffee girl than a girl.
Yeah. What is one of the worst trends you have tried?
Fashion trends?
Yeah, you can open to interpretation.
Oh, probably low-rise jeans.
What podcast are you listening to at the moment?
I just got engaged, so I'm listening to the Adore Beauty bridal podcast.
Oh, congrats!
I think it's Bride to Be. I'm pretty sure.
What's it called?
Bride to Be by Adore Beauty.
Oh, nice. What do they take you through? Like all the current bridal trends and.
Yeah. And they have like guest stories where they say like oh my god, like wedding day horror stories, which are
you don't want to listen to that.
Well, you want to learn from everyone's mistakes so that they don't happen on your day.
I do like those girls. I like all Adore Beauty podcasts really. I'm also a beauty fanatic, so I'm really into clothes, but I'm also very much into the beauty industry, makeup and skincare.
And what else have we got? Can you speak another language?
No.
What's your favorite way to start the day? just to finish up?
Probably, this is really bad, but scrolling Instagram and TikTok. I try to not I try to be as real as possible, and I'm not like one of those girls that's like I wake up and I'll do my Pilates and I'll go to, have my green juice and that, etc.
Do you know,
I'm like, no, I'm a binge scroller, and then I'll slowly get up and then I'll pat my dog and then I'll have my coffee and
just
then
ease into the morning. Don't judge us. I feel like I do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then Louis like, we're having a no phone policy in the bedroom. And I'm like, just let me scroll in peace.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, cool. So I'd love for you to take us back. So you started Hunter Markets in 2015. Correct me if I'm wrong. Where did you start? How did it come about? And take us through the journey.
Yeah, so when I was younger, I was actually an avid thrifter. So I loved secondhand clothes. I'm a Leo, lol, so I like to stand out from a crowd. And when I can even remember from like my youngest days being maybe like, I don't know, year 7 or something, and me just wearing something that I thought was hipster but hideous, but I didn't like following the trends and wearing kind of what everybody else was wearing. I also have 2 beautiful older sisters, so I never really had new clothes growing up. So if I would go shopping with my mum, and I would be like, "Oh, I love those jeans," she would be like, "Your sister's got them." I'm like, "She doesn't." She doesn't know. And they're like, no, Natalie and Bridget definitely have those. I'm like, she doesn't. So I was constantly just always wearing hand-me-downs and never really had new things growing up. I would often visit markets around Melbourne. I used to love Camberwell markets a lot. I still do love Camberwell markets a lot. And often it takes me two trains to get there. So it kind of wasn't really accessible for me. And often I would go all the way there and kind of be left almost disappointed for not finding anything. And also I kind of find it a lot of more like it's a trash and treasure market. It's kind of got antiques and things like that. So I really wanted to create a space that you were guaranteed to find something cool. It was a safer space. It was indoors and kind of like clothes that were still trending, less kind of vintage and more kind of still things that you can find in the stores right now. And I launched that when I was actually in year 12. So in year 12, I wasn't a studious gal. I was more like keeping up with the Kardashians on Pinterest, Tumblr, all those things.
Yeah, Tumblr, throwback.
Yeah. So I really, really, really wanted to do this, and I just launched it with anyone who kind of wanted to sell their clothes. And by luck, I had one influencer there. She's actually a good friend of my elder sister's, and she promoted it a lot and had really amazing stuff. And it was kind of on when influencers back in 2015 were kind of like on the rise, and the gifting brands were kind of figuring out how important it is to gift to these people. So I thought, what if I just created a space where it was just influencers and you could just come to a destination and shop their wardrobes? And that's kind of how it evolved to what it was back then. And so then I like relaunched it and I deleted everything off my Instagram and was like, boom, influencer sale. And it kind of went off. There was a lot of speed bumps, but it went off. And then now today it is open to absolutely anyone who wants to hold a store, and it's on every weekend. So it's run more often. And yeah, so it's absolutely anyone can hold a store, but the influencer thing kind of almost lifted it off its feet and created hype and created noise around it. And then I opened it up to the public.
That's crazy. I want to go back to what you said, and that you started this when you were in year 12.
Yeah.
That's like 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
How did you make that happen? Did your family get involved?
Well, they supported me a lot, and they still support me to this day, really. But also my parents run their own business, and they are my dad is very entrepreneurial, and their business is basically, so it just had its 20-year anniversary, and I'm 26, so I've basically grown up watching this and like grown up with them having a lot of late night. So they're shop fitters, so they design and fit out stores. So that's how we have in the market all of our beautiful clothing racks as well. So they were made by my parents. So like a lot of interstate travel, a lot of grinding, a lot of late nights, and things like that. Yeah, yeah, and I have seen as well with the business. I know that it's not always like sunshine and roses and things like that. It's hard work.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing. I think sometimes you just reflect and you're like, yeah, I've got my own business, but like we don't actually see how strongly our influences are from our childhood, and even observing all those things. It's like, yeah, it's in you. You've learned about it, whether you've observed that or not.
Yeah, I recently spoke at my my ex school's career expo.
Oh, that's cool.
They invited me back, and there was a lot of awesome, amazing ex-students as well, talking about like their 9 to 5s and then what my week looks like. And it's like, well, I work weekends, so as well as talking about businesses and sacrifice, like I sacrifice my weekends. So I'll get up at 5, and then my day will end at like 5 p.m. because I'm still editing TikToks and doing stories and responding to emails on a Saturday and things like that. So all the content that I filmed during the day, then I'll just go home and edit it at night. So yeah, I don't have much of a life on the weekends, but yeah, so I've kind of grown up with that sacrifice and kind of what it takes. And
yeah, starting your own business and running your own thing is not for the faint-hearted. It takes a lot of work and yourself. Yeah. Hunter Markets is all about pre-loved fashion and unique finds. What are some of your standout stories or experiences that really showcase the uniqueness of your markets?
Yeah. Well, I think that what we're speaking about before, the way it differentiates itself from maybe other markets in Melbourne or even like a standard op shop is you'll find things that are still trending, which is kind of some way it reflects how fast this fashion cycle is really churning, because it just things are happening way too quickly. So things that maybe a girl has worn out and then she's like, I don't want to wear that anymore, and we hand it over to someone else, and someone else is like, oh my God, I just saw this out in the store last week. And so it's kind of clothes that are still trending. Yeah.
There's so many cool pieces there, and I think the obviously the unique thing is you have amazing influencers that come with sometimes brand new things.
Yeah.
And like I remember one of my friends went and picked up that tiny acne bag, and I was like, damn it, I wish I got that. But you can find some really amazing things.
Yeah, of course.
I've held a stall as well, which has been really fun, and a reality check that my fashion is not keeping up with the new generations, because everyone's so fashion forward these days, like at a younger age. What's the typical demographic that you're seeing come through the markets?
Yeah, so probably our demographic is girls starting from 13 to about 30. Yeah. But definitely on the younger side, especially this weekend because we've just had the school holidays. So there was a lot of young girlies coming through. But also it's amazing that they're making better conscious decisions. They're not at Chadstone. They're at Hunter Markets buying something.
Yeah, exactly. And giving it second love. And that's something I've cherished from you girls, because you guys are always wearing, like, you've always been really fashionable and trendy, and it's like observing that has an influence on the people around you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to pick something up from Hunter too. I was showing Leah some outfits before of I think a dress Natalie picked up that was just beautiful.
Yeah.
So the market features clothes, shoes, accessories, and from social media influencers and the public. What's the process like for curating these items, and how do you maintain the quality and style standards?
Yeah, that's a great question. So people have to apply on our website. So if you have a lot of clothes that are in need of a new home, you'll just go on our website and tell us the brands that you'd like to bring, and kind of like a little bit about the style and the sizes as well. And then, that's kind of how we help with quality control and things like that.
Yeah. And then obviously as well, your space has evolved over time. So you've gone from having markets just to general public, anyone can hold a stall, then you've invited influencers, and I remember you did it like originally it was once a quarter or something like that, and then it became more frequent. So can you talk us through the evolution of going from just a market space and then having your little coffee window and all the things?
Yeah, well, I kind of saw the demand for it more. Also, back when it was only kind of running once a month, we had a very huge line out the front all the time, a line waiting of shoppers waiting to get inside, and also it was kind of an overwhelming, overstimulating shopping environment. It if you were to come and it's just was very packed and busy. So I kind of more spreading it out and making it more frequent. It's kind of it's still busy, but it's a nicer shopping environment where you can come and look through all of the racks and things like that. Yeah. Also, it evolved because during COVID, I shut my doors for just about 2 years, really. So it was shut for a while, and I was selling clothes online. So I kind of opened up a consignment store online and was selling clothes on behalf of influencers, and that it took off as well, and that was amazing. But it as I don't know if you guys know if you've ever sold anything online on Marketplace or Depop, there is a lot of work involved. So that was, and we would get bulk amount of clothes from our clients, and it would be like taking an image, resizing it so it fits on our page, writing the product descriptions, writing the makeup of the item, writing the size, and then it would just sell like that. And you're like, oh my God, that was, if not, I don't know, 45 minutes of work, and it just sold.
Yeah.
And then you kind of, so that stopped. I had to give that up once we were able to trade and open our doors. But yeah.
And then, so how did you go from, like, how did you think, obviously, so you've evolved with the feedback that you were receiving from your customers. So the line was getting long. So then you're like, okay, let's open more market dates. And then you had the event space open as well to book, right? For a little bit of time.
Yeah.
How did that go?
We still do.
And you still do? Oh, nice.
Yeah, we still do. So it's available during the week for other flash warehouse sales or photo shoots and things like that. Yeah.
It's such a good idea because as well, obviously your brand's evolving with how like the different streams that you can see it go in. And then you've got your coffee window as well to accommodate for the lines that are waiting and the guests that are shopping. So that's really
that was another thing that we did during COVID. So me and my partner built that little coffee shop during COVID together.
Wow, that would have been a fun little passion project.
Passion project.
Good bonding experience.
He was out of work as well.
Yeah, right.
And the market was closed, and I was just kind of uploading clothes online. And we demoed a front window of the warehouse and put in a little coffee service window.
Now that you brought up the other half and you just said you're getting engaged, tell us about how that happened, and any details on the wedding planning would be lovely.
Oh my God, there's no details on the wedding planning. Leah, if you have any recommendation, I already picked Stella's brain last week trying to find a venue. I'm not too sure. Levi proposed in July this year, and we were overseas in Europe.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Which country?
We were in Holland.
Cool.
Yeah, so he's Dutch.
Amazing.
He helps a lot at the market as well.
That's so nice.
You will kind of often see him around doing like, oh my God, I don't know. I just fucking break the guy's balls probably.
That's what they're there for. Teamwork.
No, I think it's really important if you're doing something for yourself, your partner, to be interested and involved, even if they don't necessarily know anything about it. I think it's important for the relationship and vice versa.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously Hunter Markets is all about sustainable fashion and growing that particular, I don't know if we can call it industry, but why is sustainable fashion important to you?
Going back to how fast the trends are now, and kind of like relating back to TikTok about how things are just like the cycle is just becoming really, really fast of what's hot. So I think the main push is just slowing it down. Yeah, slowing that down and shopping what already exists instead of buying new is super important, and just making better decisions and being educated about how awful the fast fashion industry is.
Yeah, I think education, obviously being a teacher, I'm passionate about that but it's really important because people don't realize. I think I was telling my students the other day, like, do you know where your products come from or where
Exactly.
the cotton comes from or they didn't actually know what fast fashion meant. And we had a bit of a
Yeah,
conversation about that. And I think the more that we start talking about it and saying that it's okay to buy secondhand or from
totally.
a more sustainable brand or
Yeah,
sell your clothes, it's
yeah.
much better than going into landfill.
Yeah. So that another thing that I love about the market is just reducing that stigma around secondhand shopping. I don't know, is smelly or it's like it's just vintage or it's like a grandma's outfits or like things
Mm.
that are kind of negative stereotypes that are uh, go to like
Associated with it. Yeah.
associated with like an op shop or something like that.
Mhm.
So this is just like tearing that down and being like, actually, no, it's hot and you can, yeah, dress the way you want to dress instead of dressing how, I don't know, a retailer's told you how to dress.
Yeah, and I think the way you have marketed or I guess branded your Instagram, it doesn't look like it's a consignment store or anything like that. It looks like a fashion influencer's
Really
blog
cool.
page
Yeah.
or something like that. Everything's
Yeah.
colorful and
Oh,
trendy and
thank you.
exciting. And I think I like also that you show different styles.
Yeah.
Not everything is what you'd see in Vogue or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very diverse, which is
Yeah.
important too.
Yeah. Totally.
Can you talk to us about influencers and kind of like your first interactions with influencers and the process of getting influencers to the market, or any advice you might have as well with other businesses that associate with influencer marketing?
Yeah. I think one of your questions was like, what did you have? Any of the troubles, like what were the
Challenges and
challenges of
yeah.
of first launching it? So I think one of the challenges that I had mostly was gaining their trust as well. So this like because it's a lot to ask someone to come all the way to Bayside, setting up and selling all their clothes, and it kind of like interacting with crowds. So it was a lot, and I had to gain a lot of people's trust of that. So that was really hard. So that was one of the challenges as well. And I think that's gaining trust with anything in a business is quite hard if you're launching a product or a service,
Mm.
getting people to kind of yeah, trust them.
Yeah.
So I think that
Mhm.
was one of the troubles. But if you're wanting to work with influencers, I would if you're a brand wanting to work with influencers, I would suggest it. I mean, I have them to thank of my success as well, of them supporting me. But I think now a lot of people are on the rise of working with micro influencers as opposed to
Mhm.
bigger influencers because
It's kind of like supporting local, is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
or they just have better engagement. I suppose
Yeah.
someone
Yep.
who has 450K, where there's someone who has a smaller following, their followers are more likely to be have high engagement on their profile or more trust what they are
Mhm.
kind of saying to them as opposed to just I'm selling you a skincare product, etc.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And speaking of influencers,
Yeah.
not to, I guess, name drop or anything like that, but what are some of the biggest people you have worked with?
Yeah, we love Martha. So we've worked
Cool.
with Martha. Again, she was kind of a one that trusted us from the start as well, which is really sweet. I think maybe one of the bigger ones that has a huge TikTok following is Sofa Dofa. So
Wow.
we work with her, and we've done a sale with all of her clothes with with the money going to a charity that was close to Soph's heart. So
Oh,
that
that's lovely.
yeah, so yeah, I think Sophie's a really really big one, but also just lots of big influences. Yeah.
I'm likening your like you having like connecting with influencers on a regular basis. I guess they're your clients,
Yeah.
so to speak, to some degree. And I come from a sales background, so dealing with
Mhm.
like executives or anyone in the sales process.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes me to kind of hype myself up to get the confidence to in those interactions. Have you always had this confidence to approach everyone in the same way, or where do you get that from?
Yeah, I think I have actually.
No, it's a beautiful thing. I feel like you're just
Why?
like really bubbly and like you're just a go-getter, but it's not
Yeah,
natural for me
definitely.
personally. And I think a lot of people would relate to that. But yeah, it seems like it's very, very natural to you.
Yeah, I think so. And I think celebrities are just like normal people. So they're just
Yeah.
like you, really.
Yeah, and that's what I used to tell myself. I used to be like, yeah, everyone puts their pants on the same way. So it's like, maybe it's a me thing.
No, lose the fear.
Lose the fear. We love
Yeah,
that.
lose the fear. Just go for it.
What's the worst that can happen?
Exactly. Exactly.
This is turning into a therapy session for me.
What life lessons have you learned through hunter markets that you'd like to share?
Oh, this is a hard one, guys. Believing in yourself. Like, what's that quote that's like, you have to believe in yourself because no one else does, or something along those lines. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you really backed yourself from the start.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So just really, really, really backing yourself. I have because I'm on an iMac. I can send you a photo though of behind. So this is my desk, and behind my desk is a poster that I made when I was 17 years old. And it's like a big Hunter Markets mind map. And I made it when I was 17, probably in my bedroom on my bedroom floor, with every idea that I had, and words and cutouts of magazines and things that I like, brand colors that I like. And I stuck it behind my desk because anytime I'm having like a shit day, or I think maybe I haven't backed myself and I'm like, oh, this TikTok that you're going to do is going to flop, or I just think about 17-year-old Sarah just drawing that and writing these ideas and thinking back then, like, I'm going to do everything to make sure that this works. And I think back to younger me and how she would have wanted this to work really bad. So it kind of keeps me persevering.
That's your motivation.
That's so
Motivation,
special.
yeah.
Please send us a picture. I love that.
I will. So
And have you fulfilled everything on your dream board?
No, not at all.
Not yet?
No, but yeah. So I think backing yourself is maybe a life lesson.
Yeah. And it sounds like to dream big.
Yeah, 100%.
Going.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's really refreshing because we've spoken to a lot of different women that come from different backgrounds, and they're at different stages in their businesses. Obviously, you've had your business since 2015. That's quite a long time.
Yeah.
It's almost 10 years.
Yeah.
But a lot of the women that we speak to, and maybe I assumed the same for you, which is wrong, but a lot of women had that self-doubt creep in, and it's really nice and refreshing to see that you were like, you know what, I've got this amazing idea and I know that I can do it and I'm going to do it. Like, that's really nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll be back
After a short break.
If you haven't already heard of Strider, they are the revolutionary insoles featured in this season's Shark Tank.
Strider is the home of happy feet. Their mission is to empower you to move at your best, pain-free. To help you take charge of your life and health from the feet up, Strider are offering Nava listeners an exclusive 10% off with code NAVA. That's Nava at checkout.
Now let's get back to the conversation.
So the social media thing is like a massive one. 70,000 followers is really impressive.
Yeah.
Especially us looking up to businesses like that, coming from the humble beginnings.
Yeah.
To where I think we're at. Where do you start with social media? You've had to learn it along the way, and obviously, it's part of your upbringing as well, being younger.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like everyone's just like, we're all on our phone. Like the younger generations learn it a lot easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how did you know like where to start with reels and TikToks, and how did you learn all of that? How did you get your following?
Yeah, I think being on it a lot as well has helped.
Mm-hmm.
So being on social media a lot and kind of seeing what the trends are. I also think to myself when creating content, what do I actually like to see on my feed, and what do I like? And I'm my own demographic. I'm just a 26-year-old girl that loves fashion as well. So Sarah, what the hell would you actually like to see, instead of forcing like stuff on people that might be average?
Yeah, it's a really good perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that ties into what you're saying with backing yourself. So now you're also saying, trust your own style and opinion, and
Totally. Yeah, of course.
see yourself as a bit of a demographic.
Yeah, totally. So also so each market day we it's super critical that we're online from between 7 and 9 doing our Instagram stories, showing and that's when we have high engagement on our stories as well. So we'll go around in the morning and show what's hot that day. So like all hot items that have just come in, and we snapshot them and put them on our story as well. So I think being I don't know, like now or active, being very
we learned that recently where
in the moment.
we discovered
Word that I'm talking about.
just really present. You're trying to be present and
Yeah.
kind of advertise what's going on in the market right now. When your followers are most engaged and you want to be interacting with them at that moment to capture that right message at the right time.
For sure. Yeah.
Do you have any exciting developments or plans on the horizon for Hunter Markets?
Not really. I just we've done an interstate before, so we popped up in Sydney, and that was awesome. But it also had its challenges as well. So bless my dad, we drove up there with a truck with all my clothing racks and like it came with its challenges, and also renting another space and things like that. But it was successful. So I'm torn between there's a lot of things that I want to do in our Mentone space to make it even more better than what it is. I'm torn between like doing more pop-ups, or focusing on what you're good at and just making it better.
Yeah, we had a conversation recently, and it's like you kind of feel it in the air that something is going to change, or you're going to move into something else, and just trying to navigate which way to go, or what to focus your energy and time on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And even like I said, I don't know if we were recording, but I was talking to you that I did have a podcast in the past. So, and I had my fingers in a lot of, I don't know how to say that, like a lot of fingers in a lot of pies.
Yeah.
And just focus on kind of, where your passion is, and you don't have to be doing a million things at once.
Yeah, that's so true. Find what your niche is. And work on it and hone it and do it well before you look to move to something else. But that doesn't necessarily mean not to try.
Yeah.
But kind of being reflective and knowing where your limits are and where you need to be. Yeah.
Especially with social media, watching a lot of influencers or people with brands, and they're like, here's our app, here's our our program, here's our store, and you're like, wow. And that kind of, can cloud your,
Yeah, and I think if you're very driven as well, you sometimes feel the need to always be doing something else, and you kind of feel
never
a little
feels
bit
like enough.
Yeah, never feels like enough.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that one of the big sacrifices you've had to make is the weekends.
Yeah.
So can you take us through, like, what's a typical week in the life of?
Yeah. So another challenge that going back to the challenges bit is how because working for yourself and having your own business is you obviously don't have set rostered shifts, and you can't leave and kind of log off. So it's very all the time. So I try, even though we're speaking on a Monday, I try and have Mondays and Tuesdays off.
Oh, thanks.
Menti B. Menti B rest days, because I think that's really important. And if I'm working all 7 days through, like I've just had a huge weekend, and then I'm like, my content and my brain fog and what I'm creating will just be shit. So I need to take a step back. Yeah.
Do you find that on those rest days you disengage from social media, or do you feel you're always on it?
I feel like I'm always on it. Yeah.
But that's your downtime too. That's like the way that you like to relax. And
it is, yeah. But also I feel like I need to keep up with the trends with this generation of like what TikTok's doing right now and what's hot, and
it's constantly changing.
It's constant.
It's constant, yeah. That's like the effect that it has on fashion as well, because it's just that's been tied into it, and that is, that's how it's kind of like these trends are just coming over like more churning more faster. Brands are just sending so much product to influencers that they can't even really keep up. So yeah, it's about slowing that down. That cycle, that's just really bad.
Yeah.
You know, the effect it has on you. Like yesterday, I was like, oh, I just want to put a playlist on, and I was just put on like the TikTok viral songs playlist. It's like, because we listen to them so much, the only thing in my mind is like, and when I'm lonely, you know.
Yeah.
Can you keep singing?
No, definitely not. Anyway, that's the influence. But okay, so we've gone through Monday, Tuesday. So your rest days. What does the rest of the week look like?
The rest of the week, so probably just during the week, I'm accepting our applications, doing our admin, DMs, emails, creating content, and also keeping on top of things for the cafe. Yeah, and then Friday I set up the whole warehouse, make sure everything's good to go, and then Saturday, Sunday is we're open, so we're trading.
What time does your day start on the weekend when the market trades?
It starts at 5 a.m. because I like to get glam.
Yes, she does. She always looks great on market day. We love it always, but extra glam on market day.
Full glam, and then think of a fun outfit to put on, and yeah. And like I said, but I also wear many hats as well. That's another thing about owning a business. I'm like, I'll clean the toilets, I'll scrub the floor, I'll make content, I'll serve people,
Yeah, it's not like your
steam clothes, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of have to be an all-rounder. It's not like, you know, we've got our 9 to 5s, and, you know, when you apply for a job, you get a job description. Like when you own your own business, I suppose you wouldn't really have that. You are the job description. It fluctuates. You got to change it as needed.
Yeah.
How do you foster community engagement with your 70,000 followers?
Yeah.
Apart from, I guess, what you're talking about, market day, you do the live reels, or you show what's hot. How do you keep up with all of it?
Yeah, I am active on there. So another thing is don't post and ghost. So don't post something. Once you've posted something, you need to continue engaging with your audience. They're commenting on it and you're commenting back on it, or you're replying to what they're saying on your story, things like that. So that's a really great way. Also, I just I don't know, I make it really, really, really about them. Yeah.
Do you try to reply to every single comment?
No, but I try to, but I don't.
It's challenging.
It's challenging, but I try to,
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Just right now, I had a really lovely review that a girl has put on her comments. So I've just like screen grabbed that and wrote and put her review on our story to really engage, to really tell her that's so nice. So you took the time out of your day to write that. I'm not just going to be like, yeah, sweet. I'm going to be like, no, you queen.
Thank you.
Oh, can you read it?
Yeah, read it out to us.
So it's like things like that. She's saying, me and my friend have come to shop here so many times since we found out about it. It's honestly been a game changer for young girls to buy clothes that are on trend, new and good quality for an affordable price. A lot of social media girls sell, influencers and small online brands have a chance to be in front of a crowd. Such a fun experience to do in Melbourne on the weekend. If you haven't checked them out, go do it.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's
and
beautiful.
That's everything that you wanted Hunter Markets to be.
Yeah, and the fact that you've taken time out of your day to do that. Yeah, so I focus it really. I want also our TikTok as well to be very community focused. So as well as something that I made yesterday was just this group of 4 girls that were absolute baddies, hotties, that I just made a little TikTok of their outfits.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. So again, that's kind of me thinking, what would I want to see on Instagram? These like baddies that have styled thrifty outfits that are like best friends. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice. So Nava represents the core values we explore in our podcast. Each letter of Nava stands for an essential aspect of personal and professional growth. We've got navigate, aspire, value, and achieve. And we have a question for each of those key areas for you.
Yeah, amazing.
So navigate, how do you set clear goals? I know you spoke about as a teenager, you did this big vision board, mind map, but I guess looking at the maybe more micro of maybe your goals for the week or the month or, you know, the year, how do you set clear goals?
I think I maybe make them achievable. realistic, achievable. I love goal setting as well. Another thing that I have behind my desk, I'm going to grab that, is this year's ins and outs. So what's in and kind of what's out of my.
Oh, great.
And so I love making them realistic, and I love the idea of ticking off things on your to-do list that are even super small, and even
How good is that?
yeah, just to make yourself feel I don't know, get that little tingling feeling when you do
Are you
something.
crazy like me? And when I'm writing my to-do list, even if I've just done something, I'll put it on the list just so I can
always
tick
do
it
that.
off.
You have
I
to
love
do
that
that.
mindset. I love
Just
that.
because you didn't you did the list after you did doesn't mean it wasn't still
It doesn't mean it wasn't
priority.
there.
Important task to complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
All right. The next one is aspire. What advice do you have for individuals who are looking to dream big and set ambitious goals for themselves? I know we spoke about a few tips before, but if you had any you wanted to extend on.
Yeah, just go for it and really and back yourself. And the only person that's going to give you what you want is you. So yeah.
Value. How do you prioritize self-care and maintain a healthy work-life balance? So you spoke about having Mondays and Tuesdays to yourself, but what are some of the self-care things that you like to do?
Yeah, I'll listen to a podcast, go for a nice walk, or I will maybe pop my phone somewhere that is untouchable, so I don't want to look at it. Just at least 1 hour is very good for me, for someone who's addicted.
Have you seen those like safes on Amazon that are like
Yeah,
timed?
I need that. I need
What if
that
it's
really
an
bad.
emergency?
Yeah. So no, I think valuing self-care is so important. I'm not just one of those girls that's like preaching, I don't know, that our generation is like self-care. I'm like, no, it literally is important, because if I haven't had it for a week, I'm like, yeah, what I'm producing is garbage, or I'm starting to absolutely hate it. So I need to take a step back and yeah.
And do what you love, like those things that you love.
Yeah.
Go to your appointments.
Yeah.
I know you love your Pilates, go to those classes,
Yeah.
do the things for you. Yeah.
All that. Get your lashes lifted.
That's life-changing, I have to say. The last one is achieve.
Mm-hmm.
So based on your own experiences, what practical steps do you have to share with our listeners that you would suggest? I think we spoke about a few. You spoke about goal setting.
Yeah, goal setting. Like if you are a creative, you can take my tip of making a mind map, or making some type of inspiration board that you are constantly looking at and getting inspired by, that that can kind of help you maybe on days when you're a bit stuck or feeling a bit flat. It's that kind of helps me get through, because I feel sorry for the girl who drew that when she was 17.
What would you say to the 17-year-old girl now?
I would be like, yeah, we did it, Queen, but we still have a long way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So I think, surrounding yourself with like-minded people as well is important. Yeah.
Yeah, I think bouncing ideas and talking to other people, and
Mhm.
in pretty much every guest that we've had, they've spoken about having a mentor or someone they can go to talk about ideas and be a sounding board, or even just be someone that can say, hey, I don't think you're in the right place right now, or, what do you think about certain things? It's really important to have that mentor or safe space to talk to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how can people get involved with Hunter Markets? Where can we find you? And
so our ats on Instagram and TikTok are just Hunter Markets. But come on the weekend and come for a little shop.
Yeah, I feel like it's not only just for people that want to buy secondhand. It's just an experience. You need to go and do it yourself. If you're getting on the sustainable fashion trend, go pick up something cool.
Totally.
Yeah,
we're definitely going to come down. Nava's going to come down and have a look.
I love that.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah, for being on the show. It was a pleasure to have you, and congratulations on all that you've achieved at such a young age and seeing your vision come to life. I think that's so special, and I think a lot of young girls will look up to you. You've really stayed true to your skills, your passions, and your beliefs, and I think that is the true success of your story.
And I'm going to go make a vision board right now.
Yeah.
Please do. Definitely. I love it. Like I said, I'm a creative, and I love I love Pinterest too. I'm a big Pinterest girly. Are you guys on Pinterest?
Yeah, we love Pinterest.
Yeah. So just like vision, creative, writing things down, words,
pen to paper, all the things.
Yeah. Creating a strong vision of what you want your brand to look like, what you want your life to look like, setting achievable goals that, you get excited when you tick them off.
Yeah.
That's a wrap for this episode. If you enjoyed this conversation, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review.
And remember, you can always find more episodes and updates on our website and social media page. You can find us on Instagram at nava.podcast. Until next time,
keep chasing your dreams and making your mark on the world.